All right, so hopefully y'all can hear me. You don't hear no echoing. You don't hear any. You'll be able to see them when they come back on. Because this has been, hopefully, we'll see. Okay, here they are. So hopefully we fixed the echoing. Can y'all hear me? Okay. Okay. All right. So to start again, this is crazy that like we're at the mercy of technology.
Right.
But when I first saw Deion in that car driving, like I said, I was like, he gotta have the coolest parents ever. And you were saying that you're running for city council, and tell us all the things that you're doing.
Well, we do this show called Smoky Tires, Not Your Homies. What we try to do is use the donuts to bring awareness to stopping the violence. I got a 5-year plan. We grab all the kids 15 on down, and we mentor them through the donuts, you know what I mean? And try to encourage kids to be doctors and lawyers instead of trying to, discourage them from being rappers. It's 5 million kids that end up being basketball players. So we just trying to do a lot of positive shit, you know what I mean? And I'm running for city council because, we got, here in Kansas City, we got like all black, we got an all black public officials. I mean, no. All our government body is black, and nothing's getting done. Nothing. The mayor's black, all the city council's black, and nothing's getting done. So I always say, in order to get the Negro vote, you got to put a Negro in the seat. So I'm not a politician.
And you are him.
And I'm a hood-tician. But I sold a lot of drugs in this community, and now I done changed my life. You know what I mean? I pray. You know what I mean? I got a second chance at life with with Deion and his little brother, and so I'm just trying to do some things and give Deion a chance to be a hood mentor for the kids. I don't know. I have a lot of video. Every city we done been to, we done been to 4 different cities so far since he went viral. He got 4 viral videos that's out there now. We working on his YouTube channel. We working on getting sponsors. We ran into Dunk Master. He has wooed the crowd everywhere we went. So we just trying to keep the momentum going.
Right. So tell us what outside of the foundation made you have the thought to put him in the car.
He can, he can drive. I teach him how to run the tow truck. I teach him how to run the Bobcat, and he done sat in this passenger seat with me for years. So he was 8 years old, and it was snowing, and so I let him drive in the snow, and he did it pretty good in the snow. So with the show that we did, we got to have barricades and insurance. So since we had barricades and insurance, I said, why not? You know what I mean? Why not? So we put him out there, and me and his mama and his brother was just floored. You know what I mean? Like wow. You know what I mean? Because I have not taught him this. You know what I mean? He's only sat in the passenger seat. I have not set him down and taught him none of it. So it's just hand-eye coordination and throttle control that he done watched me do for many years, and he just picked it up.
Wait, so you didn't teach him how to drive like that?
No, I ain't teaching. Well, he's 11. I mean, shit, I didn't know he can do the shit. He did his first donut ever on dry payment July 17th.
Wow.
Was his first time. And every time after that, we done, you see it, you know what I mean? We done posted it. That Camaro, the video that went viral with him throwing his hands in the air and all that, that was his first time in that car, period.
Wow.
So he has a natural talent. He been watching me and Fatty the driver. We wooed the crowd. We really try to put on a show. And so with me teaching him how to put on a show, you don't see that street driving. You see him really trying to put on a show. So anytime you see him, he's going to put on the show. He's not doing no. He's going to put on the show regardless.
So, Dion, I'm gonna tell you what really impresses me about you, other than the driving, right? Because that's impressive on its own. The other thing that's very impressive to me is how humble you are. And when you're not in the car, you seem just like a regular kid.
Well, cause like in the car, it's just
Speak up, boy.
in the car, it's just like I'm a slide halfway of an adult, and when I'm in a car, it's just fun. As soon as I hop in there and do anything, drive, just go do anything, I just feel alive. I can't believe I know how to do it. I just grew up on the game doing it. Then my pops put me inside of a truck, and yeah, I just took off what I learned from the game and him.
So I don't know whether you even know this or not, but do you know you're a celebrity?
Yes, I know that, but it don't like it excites me and it's crazy, and at the same time it don't, cause like I'm not in a big old mansion, so but yeah, it's still cool, but
He's not reaping the benefits of it. That's what he's trying to say. Like he's like, yeah, everybody want to take pictures, and everybody's like, yeah, you the shit, but his pockets ain't feeling the celebrity status.
But that's how it starts off for most celebrities. Do you know? I was looking at an interview with HaHa David on the 85 South show. Oh no, he was on $1 Million Worth of Game. And he was saying he had 4 million followers on YouTube, on Instagram, and he was still broke living in his mom's basement.
Yeah, that's pretty much how we are. We scrape up money everywhere we can get. We try to get sponsors to just sponsor us to get back and forth to the shows. We currently building him a car now. We still trying to get some money to do it because we go build a seat to where he can see over the steering wheel. Because right now he doesn't.
He gonna have to have a booster seat.
Yeah, nah, we just go build a seat. You know what I mean? We just gonna make it custom to his fittings.
Right. So the first time I seen the video, that the one that you're speaking of that went viral, I was like, oh my God, who is this kid? I gotta find him.
And you found us.
Right.
And you called us right when we was leaving Detroit from doing the sideshow down there with them. With Blue Motherfuckers, Sideshow Tone. It was a host of people, a host of drivers down there that we end up meeting, and it was pretty cool, man. And it was pretty cool for us to meet Dunkmaster in New Orleans. Who else? Damn, it's a lot of names we met. A lot of names, a lot of people we met, and everybody was cool. We just trying to let him get out here and become a role model for all these kids and give these parents. Give your kids the keys sometimes, you know what I mean? Because when we was in Detroit, we had plenty of people watching them, and they, you know, we had a couple people throw their kid out there and try to figure it out, but it's not as natural as Deion. So what we trying to do is get something built here in Kansas City, and we go try to put together one big show, meet us in the middle of the map, and we go try to get away like $10,000 in prizes. So I got a lot of sponsors here that we working on. So we working on this big show to bring everybody together, bring the kids out, and we go have a good time.
I believe I probably was more excited to talk to you guys today than you were to talk to me, because I have been anticipating. I've been telling people, I'm like, listen, outside of me knowing that the kids are our future, I really think that when a child has something natural and the parents nurture it, the sky's the limit.
Right. Because
not to mention how humble he is.
and that's what everybody say. We went when we went to Detroit. He did all of that. Everybody was like, man, they was mind blown. They was waiting for him to come back to the pit to cheer him on. They like, where he go? He jumped on the scooter and just went riding around being a kid. New Orleans, same thing. He throwing the ball with the kids, and all the kids is like being around him. He's really an inspiration to a lot of kids, man, and a lot of people, man. And I'm proud. You can't imagine how I feel being in the passenger seat of my 11-year-old son, driving like me. You know what I mean? Like everything you see him do is a mixture of me and a good friend of mine, because that's all he watched. That's all he watched. Me and his mama was up, and I wanted to share this story with you. Dion was 5 years old, and he had a 4 wheeler, not a high power 4 wheeler, but he wanted to do donuts so bad, but it didn't have enough power. So at my lot, it was a pile of leaves. So he went to the pile of leaves, and I'm working on the car, and I'm like, what's going on? He came back and said, Daddy, 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 I got it. And he is doing donuts on his 4 wheeler with one hand. And he just learned how to do donuts. So it's a perfect circle in the pile of leaves, and he turned it into mud to where he could slide it around. And I mean, that was the first time I seen him do donuts, but I didn't know it was gonna go like he did. You know what I mean? Especially with the throttle control. That's why they gave him the nickname Young Throttle, because he controls that throttle.
I cannot wait to meet him in person. Like, you gotta realize, like, I know people all over the car world, all over the world in the car culture. But to meet somebody as young as him that does the things that he do, I am so excited to meet him eventually. Well, to meet both of y'all, so I don't want to take it away from you, but
Oh no, because when he's doing interviews and taking pictures with everybody, you'll seldomly see me in the pictures, or you'll seldomly see me doing anything, because it's not about me. Because I'm a driver. I'm one hell of a driver. He learned it from me, and like I said, I don't have to drive no more. I don't have to entertain. I don't have to do that. And for all the drivers, like I told you once before, and in every interview we go do, I'm gonna keep saying what I'm gonna say. All these guys talking about they the king. Producer Prince. Producer Prince. That's all
there
I'm
you
saying.
go.
If you produce a Prince, then you can say you the king. But right now, I'm wearing that crown. And in a minute, you will see me and him driving together. We gonna, we gonna shock the world, and we gonna shock the donut the community by the team effort of what we about to put together. Cause I have another son. He's my junior, and he drives pretty good too. You know what I mean? And so you go see all three of us out there, and we go put a routine together. And when we go state to state, that's what we go bring to the table, and we go make everybody step their game up. I mean, all that going around in circles and shit, that shit get boring after a while. We gotta see something else. Bring something else to the motherfucking table. You know what I mean? Bring something else to the table.
When you are in the passenger side of the car with him, are you scared?
No. You know what? Actually, I never ride with anybody. I get car sick, so I never get in the car with anybody. And the first time I had to get in the car was in Detroit, because they was like, hey, because I tried to put his brother in there with him. And they said, nah, man, you got to do it. Nobody trusted it. But it was plenty of room in Detroit. But that was the first time I got in the car, and I got to tell you, he's the only one I'm gonna ride with. I mean, it's like ride with me. He doesn't do. He doesn't. He drives the car. You just gotta understand that. So when he's driving the car, there's no fear, because he's not doing anything that's gonna cause him to wreck, and he refuses to wreck. So you'll never see him smack anything. You won't see that.
Unless it's on purpose.
Right. So
Unless it's on purpose.
yeah, because it's we gonna show y'all. That's it. We'll show you.
Okay.
But it's a pleasure to ride with him. And if you get in the passenger seat, you'll feel the same way. Cause I'm so excited. It's been plenty of times where I supposed to been recording, but I was so excited with him. I was so excited being in the car with him. I don't know. It's a proud daddy moment. That's all I can say.
So here's the thing. I'm not sure I would get in the car with him. I just last weekend
I seen that.
got in my first race car going down the track.
Yeah.
And that was a lot.
Well, yeah, that's going straight and fast. What Deion's doing is really fun. You would really like. I think he would change your mind on wanting to ride with him. He'll change your mind because he didn't change my mind.
Well, to be fair, you was already doing stuff like that. You was already doing donuts, and sliding, and me, I'm gonna go fast straight. All that other stuff, dangerous to me.
And you can't knock it till you try it, because once you jump in.
But I respect it.
Yeah.
Like I feel like certain things in the car world, they're not for me, but I can respect it.
Right.
That's why when I seen him, I was like, "Oh, I gotta find this kid." It didn't even take me long to find y'all though.
Nah, because we ain't hard to find.
I feel like Deion is gonna be. He only 11 now.
Right.
He gonna give some of these guys hell when he get
no
18, 20.
No. Listen, as soon as because we building something. I got some people that's gonna help me build something for a facility for him so he can practice. And by the summer, when we get everybody to come here, I'm putting him up against every driver, $1,000 a pop. I don't care. Deion will chase you down. Deion will chase you down.
What?
Deion, I'm telling you, give me until this summer when we do this show, and he'll be well ready. Hopefully, right when he turned 12, he'll be 12, giving these guys a run for their money, because this is fresh out the box. This is no practice, no seat time. I can honestly tell you, from all the driving and all the videos you done seen, if you add all the time up, he has not been behind the wheel 24 hours.
Deion,
Yes.
you ain't been behind the wheels 24 hours?
No. It's always been a minute, 2 minutes, and I think one of the longest times he was behind the wheel driving was 5 minutes. The cars run hot. I mean, we've been having car problems, but if you look at the videos, he's really been driving pieces of shit, and he's been making them do what they do. That's all. He's been making them do what he do, and that's why I'm like, man, I'm so excited to build something for him, something that is going to withstand the pressure that he's going to put on the car, and let him go out there, because we have three stages that he do. The first stage when we go out there is show him you can drive the car. So we do figure eights, and we go through cones and all that. The second time, let's go ahead and sideshow. Throw your hands up. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and have fun. And the third and last time, tear this motherfucker up. Tear it up. Drive the car until the car does not drive anymore. And that's his favorite part. Tearing shit up.
He is an 11-year-old boy.
Yeah. And his daddy foots the bill.
That's the best time of your life, though. When you can tear stuff up and your parents foot the bill.
Well, hopefully once we do these shows and everything will start paying off, you know what I mean? Because right now we traveling, and every time we leave, I spend probably around about anywhere from 15 to 2,000 per travel. You know what I mean? That's gas, food, hotel, tires, a car breakdown. We got to fix it. We got to pay somebody to fix it, and then we don't bring a mechanic. So we got to get, we forced to pay whatever somebody charges for him to perform. You know what I mean? So that's just what we do. You know what I mean? Hey, and then I'm on here, shout out to Quick with the Hands, man. You know what I mean? He was the first guy to jump in there and record it. He was the first ballsy guy. He had balls. And I just want, because I never got in the car with him, and that Camaro, that was his first time in a LS motor, something that was hot. You know what I mean?
Right.
And we was in the close corners. It was concrete barricades and cars that could have been hit. But once he got in there and did that shit, man, I don't know. It was just amazing. That's all I can say.
So Deion,
Yes.
I think your dad might have his hand over the mic because I can barely hear you. But tell us how you feel when you're in that car, going, doing all those things, doing those donuts, burnouts when you slide in the car. How do you feel?
See, like when everybody asks me that, I always say I just feel alive. Like everything inside me just start pumping. My heart start pumping. Then when the car, like when I break the car on after that third round, I just like to hurry up, hop out the window, get up on the roof, and just scream. Cause most of the times my big brother don't get to come with me because he gotta go to work and all that, and he is usually my hype man. So when he not there, mostly thinking about him. And I just, as soon as I get out, I just start screaming at the top of my lungs. And when we get back to the hotel, my voice be almost gone. I just be having the time of my life inside the car. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I just feel alive.
How do you feel about the fact that you're 11 and most kids' parents wouldn't dare let them get the keys to a car and your pop and your mom are letting you do all those tricks in cars?
See, it was in Detroit. It was kind of funny because as soon as I got out, somebody tossed somebody gave the keys to their son, and it was a Hellcat. So they took him out there, and he like when I got out, I was doing like big old circles and all type stuff. Then when he got in, it was just all gas and just turn the wheel. But like I respect that because like that was his first time, not used to doing that. So I still give the kids that did that props, but like yeah,
He's not as good as you.
yeah.
Right. But you gotta know at 11 years old, you pretty much kind of the king of the young kids that slide.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gonna come back with merchandise. So when we come to these shows, cause you got a lot of kids that run up to him and like he's an inspiration to him. And that's what I like. You know what I mean? I like the fact that other kids is looking up to him doing something positive. A lot of kids watch a lot of rappers and a lot of people that ain't showing them, doing them no good or teaching them nothing. And for them to have a kid they age, you know what I mean, doing something as amazing as him is an inspiration. You know what I mean? Because like everywhere we done been, Indiana, every male that's there that didn't have their kid, they felt some type of way because they didn't have their son there, and they like, man, wait till I get home. I'm throwing my son behind the wheel. So don't be surprised if you don't start seeing a whole lot of people throwing their kid behind the wheel.
Listen, I would love for some of the things that you talked to me about as far as your vision with the kids. In any way that I can help, I'm there. But I cannot wait to see when it comes to fruition because I think a lot of people think being around these cars and being in the car culture, okay, it's cool that we build cars. It's cool that we spend our money. It's cool that, the paint looks good, the rims look good. But what about how we can reach back and get to the generation that's coming behind us? I think this is the dopest thing, one of the dopest things that I have heard to happen in the car world in a long, long time.
Yeah, cause like we done been to car shows. I mean, I done had all kind of cars. He grew up in the car scene. He grew up, I'm his daddy. You know what I mean? So, he didn't grew up on the back of Harleys. He didn't grew up in the side of Cadillacs. He didn't grew up in the side of trucks when we pulling in and we got three cars on the trailer. He done pulled up Um, and I'm somewhat of a big deal, a little bit. I don't want to toot my own goddamn horn, but hey, toot toot, motherfucker. You know what I mean? So, but me, he's humble because I'm humble. You know what I mean? He's always been in the spotlight, so it's nothing new to him. A lot of the drivers that we've seen at all of these shows, they are so hyped, and then they make mistakes because they have not been in front of a crowd. You know what I mean? So they done did the shit in the street, and it's not, it's not like when it's like a sanctioned place where you ain't got to run from the police, so you can really show your ass, right? They ain't used to it. So you got all these bright lights and all these people, and so you get hype. You get hype, you know what I mean? And then you tear shit up. You fuck up and you overdo some shit. Deion, he's only been in arenas, homemade arenas, whatever. You know what I mean? He's only been at legit shows, so he has never been out on the street. So he don't know what it feels like. You know what I mean? He only knows how this feels. And that's how I'm gonna keep it. We only pull up like everybody's like, man, bring him to New York, and bring him to all these illegal events, and that's not what we trying to do. We trying to shine light on making it legal, making it into a sport, attracting the eyes of the kids and parents. You know what I mean? To hey, listen, spend time with your son, man. You never know what your son can do. If you go on his page, he's at the gun range. His mama takes him to the gun range. We teach the gun range, teach him gun safety. So it's a crazy world, and everybody has guns. And you hear about all these kids finding a gun, shooting a gun, killing their sibling or killing the parent. It's because they're curious. It's because they're curious, and so once curiosity kills a cat. So once the curiosity of shooting a gun is gone, it's just a gun sitting around. And then people say, "Oh man, we got a lot of backlash." I have got a lot of backlash. Oh, what kind of daddy teaches their son? You need to teach him something more. And I'm like, what are you talking about? My son can be a NASCAR driver. He could be he from this age. He can be whatever he want when it comes to driving. Um, as you can see, he drives the motherfucker better than most adults. So you got people talking shit about me. Oh, he's going to be a getaway driver. Wait till he turns 16. He's going to give you hell. You just created a monster. And I was like, no, I have not. Because the cars that he drives is his. They not mine. So what the fuck he got to steal my shit for? And he only does the shit in sanctioned areas. So he's not going to have the thrill to go out on the street, because if he go out on the street, he know he's going to be fucked up. Everybody's going to record him. Everybody's going to record him. And then
everybody knows who he is.
Everybody knows who he is. So then he'll lose sponsorship, and you know what I'm saying, he'll lose everything he done built. So Deion is perfectly safe. Even I want to answer questions about he don't have a seatbelt on. Well, he's small.
Yeah.
And see, if him wearing a seatbelt is going to restrict him. You know, when you hit the brakes, it tightens up. It restricts him. And all the places that we be, it's so big. I mean, he would have to run into something on purpose. You know what I mean? So all that roll cage, all the car flip over. I have never been to a sideshow and a car flipped over, ever, ever. And him wearing a seatbelt, if you see any video, I make sure he starts in the middle. We do not start by walls. I tell him to stay away from walls. You ain't got to go that close to people. Stay in the middle so everybody can see you, and you stay in a safe distance. So he's groomed and schooled on what to do and what not to do. And his main thing is not wreck the car. Now, tearing up the car, cool. Wrecking the car, no, that's not even our forte.
Well, the thing is, too, he's at legal slide shows.
Right.
So I have seen cars flip over, but those were at illegal slide shows.
Yes.
So talk to us about, you said you're running for city council. Does what you do with Deion with the car, does that affect your city council campaign in a negative way or a positive way, or how does it affect it?
It don't affect it at all. Matter of fact, it proves what I've been saying. It proves my point. You know what I mean? It proves my point. It proves that time spent with your kid, if you shoot him in the right direction, because Deion was kind of going in the wrong direction before this. With the Pooh Shiesty mask, You know what I mean?
Right.
He was running around with ski masks, and that's what he was idolizing. So we had to take that away from him. You know what I mean? Fuck that. You know what I mean? My son is not going to be a shooter. My son is not going to be running around carrying guns. My son is not going to be doing none of that. So, no, if anything, is going to enhance what I'm enhance and help me out with this political race, because all the politicians, that's what they are. They might have black faces, but they don't have black problems. We are at these funerals. We know the people getting killed. You know what I mean? We speaking at the funerals. We helping them, people get buried. And most of the politicians ain't even come down here. You know what I mean? So that's why I said the black vote ain't never counted, because you ain't never had a nigga to vote for it. You know what I mean? And when I say the word nigga, a lot of people be like, oh, you can't say that because you're running for city office. Well, let's think about this. Your average white person that lives in the hood, they call each other my nigga. That's what they say. You know what I mean? White people call each other my nigga all day long. The Mexicans, they call each other my niggas. They don't say wetback. They don't say anything but my nigga. So when I say the word nigga, I'm not talking about black folks. I'm talking about the people in poverty. I'm talking about the people that live in the hood that hear the gunshots. And the only people that has a problem with the word nigga, wouldn't you like to be a nigga too?
So, city council, so outside of what's going on in your community, and I think I heard you say that the ones that are in city council or in the government in Kansas City, you guys don't feel like they're doing anything.
They're doing nothing.
Is that the sole reason that made you want to run for government in your area?
No, the sole reason was when I was doing smoky tires, and they would say, go talk to this person, help this person. I helped two political parties get in office. The lady that I'm running against and the mayor, I helped them too. They said if you can help them get in office, yeah, they'll help build something. They'll help you, you know what I'm saying, with your program. Because all I'm trying to do is stop these kids from getting killed. That's it. I ain't trying to do nothing else. And when we did all of that, and I'm not even a political person, you know what I mean? That's why I get on every stage and like, you got to ask yourself, what would make me, of all people, jump in this political ring? And I'm honest to God tell you, when you from the hood, when you got the big homie, that's somebody that you can call that's gonna come through for you. When you stand, because I had to go for meetings after meetings after meetings after meetings after meetings to get this shit done legit here, and I never gave up. They did all kind of shit to me and all this other shit. But when I'm standing there, and I'm not a violent person at all, but when you stand in a room with everybody in power, from the police chief to the mayor to everybody who's in empowerment, and you feel like you can kick everybody's ass if they jumped you, you know what I mean? Come on, let's do it. You know what I mean? I have no fear. I have no fear because they're not doing nothing.
All right. Yeah, because I definitely heard that the crime rate there is really, really horrible.
Yes, it is. They listen. They come up with laws real quick for donuts. They got laws here for donuts now, right? They got the laws to try to prevent the donuts, but they don't come up with laws to prevent the murders. You know what I'm saying? And all I need is the platform to talk to my people and let all my people know this is our fault. Because around here, these guys are killing people in broad daylight. They not doing it in the midst of the night. They at the gas stations. They at Family Dollar. I'm talking about they killing people broad daylight. And everybody will stand there and watch it happen, and nobody say nothing. Everybody's like, because a lot of stuff that I say when I get the microphone, we not snitching, we telling. I didn't shoot this nigga with you. I was not a part of this. So snitching is when, because you niggas is snitching off the flip. Soon as they get caught with some dope, they telling. You know what I mean? But
Right.
it comes to us as a community, we have to stand up and say enough is enough. We have to get these killers off the street. And if I don't have, and see, Smoke Your Tires and what I'm doing with Deion, it's a platform. It's a stage. And it brings everybody that's into all the bullshit together, because your sticklers don't come out to shit like this. It's the hardcore fuckers with the pistols and shit. You know what I mean? So then we can get the message, because I look like them, I talk like them, I live around with them. You know what I mean? And that's why they respect me. I ain't trying to get nobody to sing Kumbaya and go against the police. I'm trying to have a police hiring fair at all my shows, because how can we complain about the police department being racist if we don't encourage our kids to be the police? You know what I mean? The kids is running around with guns anyway, so now you broke with a gun shooting innocent people because you niggas can't shoot because y'all don't go to the gun range. So you might as well get a 401k and have some real people that you can call. You ask any little thug that's running around with a pistol with no money, 10,000 people on his phone, how many can you call when somebody's beating your ass? None. Nobody's going to show up for you. So you might as well become the police, and you ain't got to go around snitching on people. You can be a good cop. You know what I mean? But see, nobody's shining light on that. And that movie with Madea, that most recent, I don't know what it is. Well, I don't know. Well, the nephew came out and said he was gay, and they was like, oh, we knew, and praised him for it. Praised him for it. But then the girl, she was the police, and the whole show, they gave her bullshit. When we keep putting that out there like that, in movies and all this other shit, we are doomed. We are doomed. So me taking the platform and using it for what it is, we gonna try to change some shit. We gonna try to change it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? What do they have to lose, because they're not doing nothing for us now? It's so many students, you don't see nobody. We have black politicians, we don't have black leaders. And that's what I want to be, a black leader. I don't want to be a black politician. So I don't even want that. Once I get in office, I don't even want that. Call me a black leader. Don't call me a black politician, because I'm not doing none of that crooked shit that politicians are known for. If you Google me, I am labeled the most honest car salesman on the planet, because the 2 for 1, 2 for 35, baby mama specials. You know what I mean? If you just check out who I am, and that's why I say Google me, and then you have everything you need to know about me, and you see how Deion grew up.
So listen, Deion is, like I said, it was always very impressive to me how humble he was. So I know that all of the sponsors that you guys are looking for to make Smoke Your Tires, Not Your Homies, I know all of that is gonna come you guys' way. I have no doubt of that. You guys are like one of the, when I was doing, because I try to do a little research on before I'm going to have an interview with someone, if I don't know them personally.
Right.
And all my research was like, oh man, this is a dope family. Like, I should have been part of their family. Like, you guys' family. I don't know whether I should have been Deion long lost aunt or the kid's long lost aunt or what I should have been, but he makes me want, like, I have a grandson. He's just 15 months.
Mm-hmm.
I want to convince his parents to put him in a car and have him do a donut.
Well,
because
have you
of Deion, who is 11 in the car doing donuts.
Now, have you seen the little girl that's in the Power Wheel? She's in the pink Power Wheels, and she's drifting.
Mm-mm.
Well, see, I've been looking at a lot of other kids that's doing amazing shit, and so that's why I'm trying to get Deion out on the road along with some kids. You know what I mean? We gonna bring other kids. It's a little guy that's 10 years old riding wheelies on big dirt bikes. We are trying to just find a bunch of kid talent, and we gonna go around like the circus, along with adults and kids, bring them together. I'm gonna send you more videos of Smoke Your Tires, of what I do, because we really put on the show. We don't just allow people to go out there and burn rubber. We got $100 challenge. We got the 6-barrel challenge. We want to see you drive. That's what we want to do. We don't want, like I said, anybody can go around in circles. I mean, everybody figured that out. But driving. So the $100 challenge, one of the challenges that we had, we put $100 on a barrel. We give you 5 times to go around it doing a donut. You have to snatch the money.
That sounds so dope.
And when you see the crowd get involved, you know what I mean? The whole thing is putting on the show and making people leave the show like, wow. You know what I mean? But
right.
All the shows, like I said, all the shows that we done been to, and I ain't talking shit about no Pacific drivers or nothing like that, because the fact that they put the show together, I loved it. But nobody really put on the show. You know what I mean? Like Sideshow Tone, Blue Motherfucker, and a couple of other people in Detroit, they put on the show. The Bucket Boys in Indiana, they put on the show. My tire guy in New Orleans, he put on the show. But when you got the whole like 10, 12, 20 cars, and it's like 2 or 3 people who's really putting on the show, you lose interest. We lost interest in it. We didn't watch as much as we love it. So Deion is one of the most recorded drivers.
Yes.
When he's pulling up, everybody's recording. So that's why I say, if he get a sponsor and we put the sponsors on the card, hey, you're going to be seen. Your sponsorship will be seen, and he will be everywhere, because we showing up everywhere. He's 11 years old and put up in 4 cities on these niggas. You know what I mean? It's people been doing forever and they ain't pulled up in 1 city. Deion is the only one of his nature. So we are thrilled to just take him around and show the world that he got it. That's why I say by summer, watch all you drivers. Y'all better bring your A game. Y'all come to KC, because Deion go shut y'all down for real. You know what I mean? And if he don't, then Daddy had to get back behind the wheel.
Listen, I'm just excited that I got to kind of like interview you guys before Deion got like super huge, because I know it's gonna happen.
Yes.
So I just feel blessed that, you know, like I'm here like for it get like too big, because I can see him on like national TV, like that show. God, it used to be, it's something with kids. I can't think of the name of it. Whatever it is, I'm gonna think of it and I'm gonna text it to you.
Okay.
Where the kids doing like all this amazing stuff.
Yeah.
I can see Deion on there.
I can see Deion. A lot of people have been coming to me and saying they would love to see Deion in the next Fast and Furious.
That's what I was gonna say. Fast and Furious would be great. Oh my God.
He can be.
Listen.
You got some rappers that they want him to be in the video, and they was like, yeah, man, I want him to be my getaway driver. And I was like, nah, man, I don't, you know what I'm saying? And unless it's in a movie, that'd be cool. But I don't even want him to even have that in his mind. You know what I mean? I don't want him.
That's what it's called. Kids Got Talent.
Because he ain't got to get away from shit.
Absolutely.
Yeah, as long as we keep him in the pit, he ain't got to get away from shit. Blow this car up, son. We ain't got to run from nobody.
I really want to meet him in person. What's the next thing that you guys are going to be at?
Well, what we trying to do is get to the SEMA show. So we've been working with Dunkmaster, waiting on him to give us the word. We trying to build a car. We trying to get a car built for the SEMA show, just in case. But if he does not get a chance to drive at the SEMA show, we got Gas Monkey, you got Counting Cars, you got a lot of shops down there that deal with hot rods and driving. So if we don't get to be at the SEMA show where he drive in the Hooligans pit, you know, I was down there last year, we just go ride around Vegas and pull the car off the trailer and just let him do donuts in front of everybody's shop until somebody come out.
Everybody's shop. Yeah. So he can draw on them.
So that's the next
question.
Working on.
So question. Where do you see well, let me ask him. Deion, where do you see yourself in the next 3 to 5 years?
What I see myself is, in part, like, not the next to 5 to 10 years. I'll see myself probably just chilling at my house in a swimming pool, taking a break, living life to its fullest.
You need to take a break. You've been working too hard.
Well, he said within the next 5 to 10. So what he's saying is,
right,
he's going to be working. So within the next 5 to 10, he should be able to take a break. But what I see him,
that's fair enough.
Where I see him, because this is where I'm trying to get him to be. I'm trying to get him to where he will make sideshows a legal sport, to where we can turn more kids and more men into stars legitly. You know what I mean? Instead of all these people doing the shit in the streets, because people are starting to die now. People are getting hit by cars, you know what I mean? And then they showing more and more stupidity. You're getting more and more people who's getting Hellcats and stolen cars and regular cars, and they running into each other, man. And they turning all the negativity. That's why it's so negative when somebody say, well, I want to do a sideshow. Oh, well, you trying to do this shit that we see on the internet. Oh, no, you can't have that shit. So that's why we have to say, smoke your tires, not your homies. That's why we got to have kids performing. You know what I mean? That's why we got to have kids rapping, putting a positive message out there. That's why we got to have food trucks, vendors, you know what I mean? And speakers, you know what I mean? So at our show, food trucks, vendors, speakers. We have people there to help you with your rent. We have people there that'll help you with your utilities. We have people there to help you with your rights. I have a speech that I call "No More Chicken Dinners." You know what I mean? We set it up to show you how much your average funeral costs and how many chicken dinners you got to sell to make that happen. And then we have somebody there on site selling life insurance, saying, "Hey, well, $30-$40 a month. You know what I mean? Shit, you can make sure that your loved one will be buried instead of you running around trying to sell chicken dinners." So,
right,
we trying to get Smoky Tires to be like a household name, and we trying to make this legit. You know what I mean?
Listen, if there's anything that I can do, you guys got to let me know. But when you do have your first event, you guys own first event, right?
Right.
And I can come out there and see Deion in the car sliding and doing donuts and doing all type of stuff. And then, maybe you will get in the car and do something. But I do want to come out to KC, and because I've never been there. Actually, never stayed there. Like, I've been through there, but I've never stayed there. So I'm definitely ready to come out and experience a show out in you guys' area, and I can definitely see this being a huge thing. I can see you guys. I can see you. I know Deion is already a little star in my book.
Yes.
But the rest of the world will know that he's a star, and I can definitely see some kids being made. Like you said, they don't have to feel like they got to be an athlete or like a ball player,
right,
or a rapper or one of those things. I can definitely see some kids doing this, making this thing their actual occupation and getting paid lots of money for doing it.
Right. Because it's cool. It's cool when I do it. You know what I mean? But see, when I was doing it, the internet wasn't so popular.
Right.
Internet started getting popular, and I had to step down and not record nothing because I would have to been showing that I'm doing it illegally. And so the whole time I've been fighting to get it done legally. So a lot of people, when we show up, they're like, "Man, where do you learn?" I'm like, "Well, I'm a bad," but see, don't nobody know that because I wasn't able to put it out there like that. Like, you see Sideshow Tone, Sideways Mac, all these other drivers that got all these names because they can continue to do the shit out on the streets and record it and put it out there. I couldn't do that. I had to sit back and just watch everybody have fun, and but then the shit wasn't fun no more when the police started getting involved and they started going in places that they shouldn't be doing donuts. So when they took it out the parking lot and started doing it in the intersections, that's where I kind of like draw the line, because it's like, I love my city, and when you got people coming in from out of town and some of our main places where people like to come hang out, you got donut marks all around. You know what I mean? Like, goddamn, you know what I mean? This is not what we should. This is not how we should have this shit. You know what I mean? And if we put it, then I'm telling them, give me somewhere to get it done, and I'll take them off the street. Then y'all can come up with y'all laws. But they refuse to do it because once I figured out that it's all a plan to keep on watching them kill each other and do all this dumb shit, that's why I've said, well, I have to run for city council, step in and try to make a change. You know what I mean? Because these it's a bunch of motorcycle clubs around here, right?
Right.
Police chasing and all that other shit. I look at the lives that could be lost all because somebody did a donut and the police want to chase them, and then somebody get hit on a motorcycle. My wife, my kids, my grandkids, we all travel the same streets. So I just try to make people aware, like, bro, if we get somewhere, we all agree to take it off the streets, and we'll put these events together where y'all can get some money. Because at all of my shows, I don't never charge the drivers. I don't never charge the drivers because it's simple fact, we want them to come tear their shit up. You know what I mean?
Right.
But at all the shows we done been to, they charged us. We spent money to get there, and we spent money while we was there. So I just want to make it light on all the drivers. So when we put our show together here in Kansas City, none of the drivers will ever be charged shit. And then we'll have some cars for rent, just in case some people come out of town. They couldn't bring their car, but you want to join the festivities. We'll have some cars for rent. So we putting on a whole complete fucking show. You know what I mean? Where we go have vendors, we go have a lot of kid performers.
Right.
And we go shine light on these kids and give them the platform that they need, and instead of them getting on the internet doing dumb shit. You know what I mean? And that's what we need to stop. So Deion is going to help me change that.
Well, listen, y'all need to get, y'all guys are definitely in the nomination for the Game Changer Award. My vision is at some point we need to get together as the car world and give out some awards.
Yeah.
And you guys are definitely in the nominations for what I call the Game Changer Award. Because this is game changing.
Dunk Master also, you know what I mean? Because like he changed the game from just racing to racing cool and fun, where you got big wheel racing. I shot an idea. I'm like, let's do big wheel donuts. You know what I mean? Let's go ahead and spin them around. You know what I mean? But now, if you can do something, you can jump in Dunk Master's ear and say,
okay,
do what you got to do to get that boy in that SEMA show. Hell, we ain't got a car. He will jump in any car that they have there.
Right.
We just need the boy to hit the SEMA show one motherfucking time in front of all those millionaires and all those top drivers.
Right. I definitely need to start that campaign to see Deion at, maybe I should call the campaign see Deion at SEMA.
Yeah, that's what we just Lil Boosie got a slide in challenge. Have you seen that? All right, Lil Boosie got a slide in challenge. He has a video. He got a song called Slide In. He's offering $2,500. You submit your video, and he puts you in the video and give you $2,500. So that we submitted our video for that. So we waiting on a response from that. We just waiting on response, man, because I just don't see how you see a video of Deion driving, and that video that went viral. My other son, his brother, had put the outside and the inside together.
Mm-hmm.
Video. You ain't seen it?
I seen it. I want you to send it to me again. I think I know the one you're talking about, but send it to me.
Yeah, slide in, and it goes into a slide.
Yeah.
And Deion does his signature move, hanging out the window.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, man, we just trying to get this boy seen everywhere and anywhere and be an inspiration to slow down get the shit out the streets and into a pit. Right. Because
listen, this This has been an amazing, amazing hour sitting with you guys. Like I said, even though Deion does some, I feel like he's like a unicorn. Like, you know how you feel like
Yeah,
you've never seen a unicorn?
that's what I
He
thought.
is definitely a unicorn. But even though he does some amazing, amazing stuff, he's still just so humble, and I freaking love that. So when you guys have your show, make sure you let me know the date so I can arrange to come out, stay the weekend, see how it is out there in KC, and get some good footage. And we'll definitely see what we can do, because I love what you guys are doing. The fact that he's out here sliding and drives better than a lot of adults that I know. And then the fact that you felt like they weren't doing what they were supposed to do in your area and your community, so now you are running for city council. I think you guys are like one of the dopest families I've had the opportunity to come in contact with in a long time.
Thank you. We appreciate it. I mean, I'm just trying to get my eulogy together, because one thing I do understand from all the funerals I've been to, young, old, nobody never tell you that you're a great person. You know what I mean?
Right.
You're a great person. You know what I mean? For what you do, going around
Thank you.
light on things that other people are not reporting. You know what I mean? And so that means a lot to us. So when you have people that's out doing shit, I try to give people their flowers while they're alive, because nobody never tells you how great of a person you are until you did. So
Right.
I did a lot. Like I said, I did a lot of fucked up shit as a youngin'. Deion was that kid that got me off the streets. His mama said she pregnant, and I said, well, I'm not going nowhere. You know what I mean? I'm not going to go through this baby mama bullshit. I'm not going through this child support bullshit. And I stayed, and Deion was my second chance at life. Because if his mama would have never got pregnant with him, I'd probably been dead or in jail, victim to the streets my damn self. So when she said she was pregnant with him, Deion has always been a special kid amongst the 7 kids that I do have. It was the fact that Deion came right when I was praying to God that, man, show me a better way. Show me something. And he said, well, I'm going to give you another son. I'm going to give you another chance, and this better slow you down. And so that's why Deion is in every news clip. When I donate cars, we gave away probably 30 cars. We the only car lot around here that then gave away so many cars to the community. We the only car lot that ever gave a fuck about the community. You know what I mean? And Deion has been that. You know what I mean? So Deion is always been humble. He always been a good kid. That's why I didn't mind having another kid, but I should have stopped with Deion, because his little brother. That's Deion going in there checking on him now, because we wouldn't be able to do this interview if that guy was out here.
Well, I appreciate it. I know you guys, I took up a lot of you guys' time, so I wanted to let you know I definitely need to start a campaign to see Deion at SEMA. But also these guys that are having these shows, we need them. If they got a slide, if they got a slide place for people to slide or do donuts, for them to invite you guys to the show, and we need to make that happen as well. So I can commit to doing that, and so we'll get together, off here.
Yeah.
But I want to tell you, thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to talk to us today.
Oh, thank you for even, hey, listen, we ain't did no other, we had a couple other people want to do some interviews, but I told them that I was going to interview with you first, because we already talked, because you was the first person to reach out. So now we'll do more interviews with the other people that call. You'll see us on some other shows, but I just wanted to make sure, since you reached out first, that you had the first exclusive interview with us, because Deion's story is one hell of a story. The world needs to understand, you know what I mean, and to be an inspiration. Fathers, spend time with your sons, man. Don't let these rappers be they idols. You know what I mean? Stay they idols. No, this is his brother. We got videos of him. Well, now he wants on that.
Listen, we're going to cut off because we only have an hour.
Okay.
But I appreciate you guys so much. And we're going to make sure that we talk off here. And this is not the last time everybody will see you guys on the show.